Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. Excuse me. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. And today in this video, I have another coffee and story time, which is one of my favorite segments. And today's coffee and story time is a story about how someone took almost an hour to eat their lunch. So this is a story just to let you guys know that if you're on a time limit or if you're taking a break at work, you only get a certain time to eat your lunch, and you shouldn't take a really long time or wait till the last minute to eat your lunch because breaks are only 10 to 30 minutes long. So you should always be aware of how much time you have, like set a timer so you know how long it is before you go back from your break, or just use like a watch to keep track of your time. But if you don't really have a good concept of time, maybe you should just set a timer. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the story time, and I hope you enjoy some proper time management skills for your lunch breaks. So this all started, I think it all started maybe about 4 years ago. I was at a local park. I was spending the day with a group of people because I was with a local program. And it was, I think, 4 of us that day. We had a supervisor, one of my friends, and then this person, I'm just going to give her a name and call her Slow just because she ate her food really slow. And we were spending the day at the farmer's market, looking around the booths and trying all the different foods they had in the booths, and they were really, really good. They were super delicious, and they had a bunch of fruit out. They had a bunch of pastries out. It was just a really busy, nice, chill day. So the supervisor had an activity planned, but she wanted everyone to eat their lunches before they started the activity. Because by this time, I think it was maybe around 11:30, because that would be the time I would normally eat my lunch sometimes. 11:30 or 12, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was around 12. And so she has us all sit down and start eating our lunches. I had brought in my own lunch that day, so I had no need to buy a lunch. The supervisor brought her own lunch that day too, and then so did my friend. He brought his own lunch, and then Slow brought her own lunch. And Slow pulls out a container she has of soup and starts bouncing it around and playing with it. And I'm looking at her like, that's kind of weird. And she hasn't even touched her lunch. By the time she keeps playing with her food, we all start sitting there, and it had been maybe 10 minutes. And the supervisor is getting kind of like a little impatient. Well, kind of impatient because she had activity plans, and because Slow was taking so long, she wasn't going to have enough time to do them. So the supervisor walks up to Slow and goes, "Slow, we have been sitting here for 10 minutes. You haven't even touched your food. You've been bouncing your soup around for 10 minutes, and you need to eat it. So Slow doesn't touch her food. She just sits there and holds her soup. And then by this time, it'd been maybe 20 minutes, and she finally opens her soup and starts eating it, and she eats it very slowly. And then she plays around with her crackers or cookies. I think it was crackers. I don't remember. But she plays around with her crackers or her cookies, whatever she had that day, and just bounces them around too. And then we sit there, and it had been like almost 40 minutes, and she still hadn't even finished her food. And then it's about maybe 1:20, and we have to catch a bus to get back. Well, I was actually going to be going separate from them because I was going to go meet and help my mom at her job. And then my supervisor finally made Slow put the crackers away because we had been sitting there. And then it's time for us all to go. And we're all annoyed because we had to sit and watch Slow play with her food for almost an hour. And the supervisor explains to Slow that she took almost an hour to eat her lunch and how it wasn't fair for us because we did not have enough time to do our activity because we were sitting and watching her play with her food for almost an hour, and how she needs to start eating her food right when she has the time to eat her food instead of wait till the last minute. And then Slow feels bad that she accidentally made us all sit there and just watch her play with her food. And then she says, "I'm sorry, everybody." And we're like, that's okay. Even though we were all kind of irritated with her that she made us all sit and watch her play with her food for almost an hour. And so I leave the group and they go back on their bus, and I'm just go to the BART station annoyed because I'm just irritated that I had to sit there and watch Slow play with her food for almost an hour, and how we did not have enough time to look around the farmer's market. So the moral of the story is please be aware of how long you have to eat for lunch, because it's always good to have time management skills for lunch, because when you get a job, you only get 10 or 30 minutes for a break, depending on how long you're working that day. Well, that's the way it worked at my old job. I'm sure that works that way with other jobs. So if you're working really long shifts, you only get a half an hour for lunch. And if you're working only shorter shifts, you usually get 10 minutes for lunch. So you should always keep track of how long you have for lunch, and you should eat your lunch like right when you start your break and everything, because you don't want to sit and make everybody stare at you for a really long time, because if you spend the whole time playing with your food or staring at your food, you're not going to have enough time to finish your lunch. So you should always eat your lunch right when your break starts. You should never wait till the last minute. So that was a story about how someone took way too long to eat their lunch. This is called my frustrating park lunch story. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. And I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.